Welcome to episode 3 of Not in the News. I hope you find this one as enjoyable and interesting as the past 2 that I've posted on YouTube, and I'm actually going to start this one with some updates. Issue 90 of Travel Africa arrived quite soon after the posting of the last video, and along with its green theme came the news that it has gone digital, which is brilliant, and that the packaging that it arrives in is in fact a byproduct from sugarcane and is in fact fully recyclable. So that is always great to hear. It's also lovely that the packaging that the Geographical magazine, which I've also shared with you in the past, comes in is in fact 100% compostable. So very good for our war on plastics. I also wanted to remind you that if you haven't had chance yet to watch Extinction the Facts, that I would encourage you to do so. It's the latest documentary narrated by David Attenborough on BBC iPlayer, and is still available for the next 11 months, and is very definitely an hour well spent watching and listening to the information that Sir David Attenborough puts forward. So I do urge you to spend some time watching it. In episode 2, I did explain that Travel Africa had actually put a pause on their paper version of their magazine and instead had been reaching out to their readers via various emails, offering articles that you would enjoy reading or webcams, which I introduced you to, enjoyed watching. They also did an email about music that you might enjoy listening to. And as with everything that I'm going to talk about in today's episode, it will be listed below for you to reference. But there has recently been a really interesting article by Philip Briggs, who in fact has been an author of many of the Brad guides, which you will have used to travel many places around the world. And he has actually pulled together some really interesting music from across Africa. The article actually links to various YouTube snippets, videos and the music tracks themselves, so that you're able to dip in, have a little listen, decide whether you like the music, whether it reminds you of places that you've been to in Africa, and then to move on to a different part of the continent to see how different the music is there. And in fact, I was able to find a couple of tracks that I did thoroughly enjoy listening to, and did for that short time transport me back to that amazing continent. The one thing that I did learn, which I found absolutely fascinating, was that back in the 1920s, there was a gentleman called Hugh Tracy who actually travelled southern and central Africa recording the local music. And many of his tracks are actually there on YouTube for you to find. In fact, he was recording from the 1920s through to the 1970s, and was able to record 35,000 tracks of African music, which I just think is absolutely amazing. And to start those types of recordings so early on, when we didn't have the technology that we have today, makes it very interesting from a historical point of view, as well as from the African music point of view. A little bit of news from the David Shepard Wildlife Foundation. They did put up an article on their website back in September to say that New Zealand were amending their Trade in Endangered Species Act so that the sale of ivory was going to be banned, albeit with narrow exceptions. So that is amazing news that another country is going to follow suit along the ban the sale of ivory, which is brilliant. I'd also like to invite you to the David Shepard Wildlife Foundation Wildlife Ball, which is going to be on Friday the 6th of November, and is going to be a truly global gala, but actually virtually online this year for the first time ever. I'm absolutely sure it's going to be an amazing evening. You can register for free on their website. If you would like to leave a donation, you are most welcome to do so. And an email will follow with all the details that you will need to know how to join a spectacular evening. I know I'm really looking forward to it, and it would be lovely for as many of you as possible to share this fabulous evening. So that is Friday the 6th of November, starting at 8 o'clock. I would also like to recommend Artists for Painted Dogs website. They are hosting an exhibition of art and photographs from the 6th of October through to the 6th of November. Funds raised on this website will in fact go to support the Painted Dog Conservation in Zimbabwe and Wildlife Act in South Africa. It's a collaboration of many artists and photographers who have chosen a piece of their work that represents the painted dogs, but also a selection of their other works as well. And I have actually purchased this little fella to add to a collection of our garden animals, and I'm very much looking forward to his arrival as well. In fact, he might even feature in the next episode if he's here in time. But he's in fact made from tin cans and does support the Painted Dog Conservation team out in Zimbabwe. Now for something slightly different, food. Now, we all enjoy our treats, but even more so when our treats are actually going to do some good somewhere else in the world. So I'm just going to introduce you to two things that I have recently found. So it's the Haldar snacks, obviously Indian flavoured. There are a variety on their website, but what made me stop to do a little bit more research was the fact that give back as you snack. One bag of these snacks will equal one free school meal. So this firm actually link with a charity in India where they make sure that those children going to school have at least one nutritious meal a day. So you can be enjoying these lovely, they are very tasty, snacks back in the UK while supporting and helping children out in India, which is very important as well. Another snack many of us like is in fact chocolate. And this in fact was a substitute in one of my recent shops and very delicious it was too. But what was really interested me was when I unwrapped it, I found that they actually had a story to share. It does say share our chocolate, share our story, and that's exactly what I'm doing with you today. And I would urge you to go and check out their website, which is detailed below this video. This chocolate company want to make a difference. They want to make a change. They say that they're crazy about chocolate, but they're serious about people. And in fact, that's what they want to do. They want to make sure that the cocoa chain from production to mass market at the end is in fact equally divided between everybody that works in the production of this chocolate bar, and so that it's the end of slavery in West Africa and it's the end of poorly paid workers everywhere. As we come towards the end of episode 3, which I hope you've enjoyed, please can I remind you to either like the video, to feedback with any comments that you have. Remember to subscribe by hitting the bell at the top of your screen, and also to share with anybody. It would be lovely to get some new subscribers, and so that comes from you letting people know that this video is out there and it's worth spending a few minutes of your time just watching. So please do encourage others to subscribe to my channel and share these little bits of information as wide as you possibly can. And as part of the finish, it's just to remind you that we are getting very close to the revelation of where Phoenix is going to go on his holiday next year in 2021. So it will be drawn on Friday the 16th of October, which is next Friday. It's not too late to go to the Just Giving page and see which countries are left. And Phoenix has posted a few pictures of him in various outfits. I don't know whether they give many clues as to where he's going, but he enjoyed the dressing up, which is always important. So please do, if you can spare £2 to go towards supporting those wonderful elephant orphans out in Zambia, which Game Rangers International look after so well, I would be very much appreciative of it. So I'm going to end episode 3 with a Chinese proverb from the 3rd century BC. Tell me and I'll forget. Show me and I may remember. Involve me and I'll understand. So I do hope that by involving people in these episodes where there's little bits of information from across the world, that it helps all of us develop our understanding that little bit more, and that we can actually fulfill the Chinese proverb, which I've actually always enjoyed sharing with other people. Thank you very much for watching episode 3.